The ES pushes higher while the NQ remains flat. Are the bulls running out of steam? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we gave you two key levels on the ES, the 5668 level to the downside and the 5707 level to the upside. The 5707 level did break. We said if that happened, they should push towards 5725, and that's exactly what we saw as the market closed at 5721 and a quarter. Now the question is, are the bulls running out of steam? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the Nasdaq. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, the market continued to press higher on the ES, but was flat on the NQ. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500. I talked about in the intro the key levels we gave out, that 5668 area down here. They tried to test it a little bit in the overnights and never really looked back. Then they pushed up over that 5707 level we talked about, which was the 764 retrace. I said if they broke that, we were likely on our way to 5725, and that's exactly where they went, to the 5721 area, just short of that number, but closed it up there so they can still push higher. And now, as long as we remain above 5690, the bulls remain in control into the next target at 5743. So the bulls want to remain above 5690. If they can do that, they would continue to look higher toward the 5743 area and next, and then we would see if we get a reaction or a failure at that point. For the bears, they need to break 5690, obviously, and then their next key level is that 5668 level. If they can break that, their next key level comes in down here at the 5630 level, strong support from the bulls from prior action. So that 5630 level will be very important for the bull or bears to break through if we're going to come to the downside. They got to get through 5690 first, which is our bullish level, and then 5668 would likely signify a push down towards at least 5630, and then we'd see what we get there. So two paths for you. If they're over 5690, you can continue to look higher towards 5743 overall. Any break of 5690, and we should be testing this 68 area, and then 5630 after that. Over on the Nasdaq. Okay, guys, so on the Nasdaq, we had a couple of key levels as well. That 20,800 area that they never got close to, so that never came into play. And the 20,360 level, they came down and tested here at about 20,464. They weren't super close to it, mostly just a slow inside day on the Nasdaq, but weaker overall, as it has not made a new high where ES has made several. And very often in topping markets, you do see the Nasdaq top first. I'm not saying we've topped yet, as we haven't broken any major support yet. So the Nasdaq does still need to follow through before we can start talking about that. And for them to follow through, they will need to break that 20,360 level. If they break that, we would look for them to accelerate down toward the 20,000 area, 19,900 area on their next move down. That would be the next key level of support for them to get through. We would expect a bounce there and then a resumption of the downtrend if that's going to be a bearish trend playing out. For the bulls, they need to get back over this 20,800 level. If they get back through that, then very likely we're going to push to the next level at the 21,137 area. So those are the two short-term paths that we're looking at on the Nasdaq and the ES. In the bigger picture, there are higher up numbers that we went over in yesterday's video. So if you want to check that out, you can. They're very skeptical. I'm very skeptical of those bullish counts, but it would be about 6,000 or so on the ES and about 22,400 on the Nasdaq would be the bigger picture numbers that I went over in yesterday's video. So if you want to check that out, you can. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have two incredible plans that both come with a 7-day free trial, because I want you to get in there, make sure you love it, become part of the trading team, interact with the group, interact with PT and I. Make sure it's for you before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our educational material, our Elliott Wave 4 Beginners Online course, as well as our Advanced Elliott Wave course. In our advanced course, we're going over these complex structures that we've had in the market over the last few months that have made it very difficult to understand exactly what the next levels are. And to get that, we have our advanced fib levels, our diagonals, the double and triple threes, the flats, the triangles, all the different things that make the chart's very difficult to understand, and we break them down into bite-sized chunks that are easily digestible. As you can see on the screen, the traders are loving this information and it is helping them understand the market. However, if this is a little bit advanced and you're just getting started with Elliott Wave, we also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It can be very difficult when good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. And that's why Elliott knew that the news cycles long ago were garbage and didn't mean anything, and that key levels mattered. He knew what happened when those key levels held, and he knew what happened when they broke, just like we saw today. 47.07 broke, we looked to 47.25. Now, this gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the trading market. This course is 25 videos where I go over 3 parts. Your introduction, where we go over your Elliott Wave expectations, the mindset and emotion, the KISS method, and why this works. Your chart setup and tools, where we go through every tool you need to use along with Elliott Wave, how to use it and why we use it, as well as the Elliott Wave for Beginners area, where we go through each of the waves, how they look, what they're about, how to measure them, how to find these key levels that are so important. We go through the pivot, the theory of alternation, corrective depth theory, everything you need to know to understand the market in a way that makes sense. Now, the cool thing about both of these courses is if you want to get both of them at a discount, you can get our bundle pack, and you get $37 off of buying them separately. Also, if you want to just get them for free, you can join one of our monthly rooms, as all of our training material is included in both rooms. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, advanced training, and income trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, futures trading, PT's income trading that is just crushing the market, and his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price and gets you huge multiples on your money. And it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. It's something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where we put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, our key takeaways for today. Key levels to the upside. We're looking at 56.90. As long as the bulls are above that, we should be looking higher above 57.25 into that 57.43 area next. That would be our next target higher for the bulls. If the bears can break through 56.90, then they would need to get through 56.68. Through that, and they can start to accelerate down towards this 56.30 area that becomes a very key level for the bears. And through that, we can start talking about some different things. But overall, the bears have a lot of work to do, and the bulls are in control over 56.90. On the Nasdaq, same type of situation, except the Nasdaq's been much weaker and has not been able to make new highs, whereas the ES has. Nasdaq is in a situation where they could start to make lower lows and lower highs, but they need to follow through to the downside. To do that, their key level to the downside is the 20,360 level. If they break through that, we should see them push down toward the 20,000 level next. And from there, we might see a small bounce and then a retest of that level if they're going to break down in a more bearish setup. For the bulls, they got to get back over this 20,800 level, reclaim that, and they're on their way toward the 21,137 level next. Guys, that is your market update for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.